Hey everyone, we're the Shirah brothers, and this is our 2020 New Year's resolution video. The other day we were talking about some goals we have for the upcoming year and looking back at our 2019. 2019 was actually a very exciting year for us. A lot of different things, some changes. For instance, we weren't singing together until probably early 2019, I guess you could say. And as some of you know, we used to sing with our family group, Royal City, but a few years ago we all decided that it was time to kind of step down and take time away from singing for a little bit, focus on family, careers and all that kinds of
and
stuff.
Also getting into our local church. That's been a big thing for us.
It's been a huge thing for us the past few years actually. But as far as 2019 goes, it was a huge year. This is all very new to us. It's very strange. Like I said, we all sang with our dad, and now it's different. We're having to take care of everything, and we never had to do that before. Erin has a new baby. Tell about that, Erin, a little bit.
Oh yeah, she is 3.5 months old. She's just like her mom, so obviously she takes a lot of my money, and she has stolen my heart. I'm just kidding. She's good, but no, she's great. But I think I heard someone once say that having 2 kids is just like having one, except everything else is just a lot more difficult. And I've found that that's actually very true.
Yeah. For me, I guess you could say it's a lot different because when we sang with our family group, Erin actually didn't sing with us full time, but Erin has actually stepped into the full-time lead role. So he's singing a lot now compared to what he used to sing. And big changes for me. I used to sing lead, and I have stepped up to tenor. Yes. So that's actually a very big deal for me.
And I actually think Jake has had the biggest change of all. He used to sing with our family group singing baritone, and
I still sing baritone.
So very difficult for him, I guess you could say. Getting into what we've done so far as a group, like, it's been very exciting. We've seen some people saved so far this year. We've seen a lot of good response from the congregations of churches we've been to. We've made some, I guess you could say, some pretty unique but fun music together. And there's a lot more of that coming out. We actually just a couple of weeks ago finished up in the studio recording our first EP together, so be looking forward to that. And actually on Friday we're releasing a song from that on our Facebook page, so keep an eye out on that. We're finishing that up, so that's a kind of a big deal right now.
It's very big, because I know for us, with all having full-time jobs, it's very difficult to get in the studio, and also to get in the studio with someone like Arthur Rice. That's big for us because we've all grown up listening to him, and he's phenomenal.
Huge role model of ours. So what are some big things y'all see for 2020? Let's go over some resolutions real quick.
I think we want to really share with you guys some personal goals for us, because in order for the group to succeed, ultimately we all need to be living right, and it's great to have people to be able to hold us accountable for some of our goals. So we can share some of those. Jake, would you like to share some?
Yeah, this year, 2020, I would like to spend less time worrying about my issues, more time giving them over to God, because that's a big one.
Yeah, that is huge. And like, I have some of the same issues. Like, I stress out a lot about things that are actually out of my control. So it's like, why worry about these things when you can give them to God and God can take care of them for you?
And that's true, because I know the Bible talks a lot about the faithfulness of God. It's a promise, and like sometimes we lose focus of the promise that God gives us, and we tend to lean on ourselves when we all know that we're human and we can't really do that. So I think it's a great goal to have.
I'd also like to spend a little more time reading this year. And I'm not a big fan of reading, but I do understand that it's very beneficial learning-wise, and I would like to do that a little bit more.
Well, I know Books Million here in Cookeville, Tennessee, has great picture books, so you can start there.
Yeah.
The hidden object books.
They even have those pop-up books,
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Those are my favorite.
I like the pictures. I like the pictures. Yeah. I'd also like to spend more time with my family. That's a big one.
Yeah. That's a good one.
I'd also like to learn to communicate a little bit better. I really have a hard time, talking to people. Talking is not my strong suit.
And some of you might know that if you go to our concerts, Josh is the talker in our group.
Yeah. I never shut up.
And most of the time, even when we're singing, Jake doesn't talk much on stage. And even when we're at the church, the first thing he does is goes and tears down the equipment. So that's one, I think it's a big goal for you to have, is to start talking more. That's great.
Now, for some reason, talking just comes natural to me with my job and everything. I spend a lot of time talking to people, so it's just kind of a good fit for me, I guess. And they came to me and asked me to do all the talking on stage, and it was like, sure, why not? So
And it was very good because it was a natural progression, because it wasn't like he was being forced to talk like I was, but he actually, it's natural, so it's good. It's a good move. So one thing that I have is, growing up in church, I learned that prayer is a huge part of my spiritual life, and I pray for my family every day. It's a big part of my prayer life. But one thing that I want to focus on is, I know I have 2 kids at home who are watching me, and also my wife is watching me to be the spiritual leader. So I would like to make a designated time each week to pray with my family.
that's good.
So instead of just hearing about me praying, they actually see it in action.
Yes.
Another one is, this is a one that my wife and I both talked about, was time with our family. So we spend a lot of time with my family. When you have 2 kids, most of my time is with my family.
Yeah.
But making the time that we have together intentional. So maybe even, planning 3 weeks ahead of go to the zoo or something, instead of just letting time run me and my wife almost trying to run our time and to use it effectively.
Yeah, time it's a really difficult thing to manage. And that's one thing I've learned a lot in the past couple of years is just, I'm not good with time management. So that's something I'm really working on too.
Also, I'd like to, there's a lot of people in our lives, I think that we've realized in this last 7 months singing together, there's a lot of people in our lives who have, who support us and back us. And I personally think that everyone knows how I feel about them.
Yeah.
But I'm going to find out that people, if you love and care about somebody, you need to express that to them. So one goal of mine is to let the people who mean a lot to me, to let them know how much they really mean. And one big one, hopefully it comes to fruition, but we'll see. I would like to finish my master's degree this year.
Smarty pants.
Oh yeah, smart. But that's one thing is, with having a family and our jobs and singing, that's one it's kind of hard to focus on. But I would love to get that finished.
Yeah.
So that we can, I can progress in my actual career.
That's really cool.
For those of you who don't know, Aaron's probably one of the most intelligent people that you will ever meet, but he will disagree.
Yeah, he's pretty modest about it for the most part.
They're both easily fooled, so it's a win-win for us all.
Some of my goals and resolutions for the new year, it's no secret, I have gained a little bit of weight.
Oh yeah.
My soul weighs more than fat, buddy.
Thank you, Jacob. I appreciate that. But a goal of mine is to lose 20 pounds. And it's not just about the looks of it. It's really about how I feel too. I've not felt the greatest the past couple of years just because of the weight I've gained. And it's difficult because when you gain that weight too, it almost sends you into depression because you feel bad about how you look and about how you feel physically. Also, with our family's health history, some of you know our dad. He's had a heart attack. He's been a diabetic since his mid-30s. And he also, the summer before this past year, he actually had 7 bypasses in his heart. So our family has a heart health history and
if you know our dad too, he's not really big.
No.
So it just kind of shows you how really just bad habits can really creep up on you.
And knowing what he went through and seeing Dad in the condition he was in when he had that heart surgery, that really just messed with me. It made me realize, like, I didn't want to put anyone else through that, my family, seeing me like that. So it's something I've really taken it to heart here in the past year and realized that it is an issue and I need to go ahead and take care of it now. A big thing that happened for me this year was I actually got married. I got married in October. My wife, Talitha, is actually the one who does all of our social media, and she's actually recording this video right now.
And for some of you too, Josh has been a bachelor for obviously
29 years.
9 years, and so we weren't really convinced that Josh was ever going to get married. So being married, marriage is a huge deal for Josh.
Yeah, I didn't think it'd ever happen either. First, I didn't think anyone would be stupid enough to marry me.
And then you found one.
Then I found one, yeah. And then it was like, something's not right here.
Yeah.
Is this for real?
It's definitely a little weird walking to his house when it actually smells good.
Yeah, it used to smell like a bunch of guys, but now my house smells like girls have candles burning and everything.
I came to Josh's house one time and he actually had a kitchen table in the middle of his living room floor. Now I walk in and pillows are fluffed. It's good.
I lived the bachelor life for quite a while, had a bunch of different roommates, and we were your typical guys, just didn't care about cleaning the house or anything like that. Another thing that I'm trying to do this year is practice piano at least 2 hours a week. I've started not really taking lessons yet, but it's something I'm looking into. But I've kind of taken up the interest of piano, and it's like it's just something that you could do. Like when you can play the piano, it like music from there is just so much easier to understand, and that's something I've really been interested in. So I decided to do that. Another resolution of mine is I want to go on at least one date per month with my wife. That's bare minimum. Now, for all I know, we could go on 5 dates in 1 week, and that'd be cool.
Well, I think it's also going back to the being intentional with your time you have.
Yeah.
Because going to Walmart, where to some it might look like a date, but I think it means more to your wife when you make an intentional time and say that you're actually going on a date.
When it's just about you and her.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess you could say. Another thing that I'd like to do is ride my bike at least once a week.
Have you got the training wheels taken off yet?
I'm working on that.
We're talking about bike or tricycle.
Some of my friends and I, we go mountain biking. It's something that I've really, really learned to enjoy, I guess you could say. And like, people have talked to me about stress management and everything. And that's actually something that I've learned that really helps me to not worry about things. It's like when you're on a bike going 30 miles per hour down in the back of the woods on a trail and everything, you can't focus on anything else besides riding that bike, because if you do, you will run into a tree and get hurt pretty bad.
To Josh, it's a stress relief. To me, it would be a stressor. So
yeah, well, it's definitely tiring, and it hurts while you're doing it, but after that, you're like, man, it was such a thrill. But of course, I'm kind of a thrill seeker as well. Mm-hmm. I like to jump off cliffs and all that kinds of stuff.
We got on a boat one time.
My bachelor party.
It was a bachelor party, so we decided to go on the lake and go swimming. And I think it was when we got to a cliff, he said, we're going to jump off a cliff. And so, Josh, if you ever get married again, I will not go to your bachelor party.
Aaron and Jake had never been cliff jumping before, and I don't think they had any intention of doing that. But when we got out there, I kind of just took them there, and I was like, hey, we're jumping off this cliff. And it took a little bit of talking them into it, but we eventually did it. And actually, it was kind of cool because I've jumped off several cliffs before, and they actually jumped off the highest cliff that I've ever jumped off of with me.
Yeah.
See, Jake didn't, I don't think.
No, he was too scared.
Jake kind of had his
first
limit.
and last time for everything, and that was both.
Yeah, and I think, but for me, I got up there and I realized that the walk down would be a lot harder than just jumping. So I did.
Yeah. But it was a pretty high jump. But it was a lot of fun, and I'm glad y'all were there with me for that. Another one is another thing of being intentional with my time. I would like to plan a little weekend getaway to Pigeon Forge sometime. I've only been to Pigeon Forge a couple of times, but it was never just for fun. So that's something I would like to do. So those are all of our personal resolutions. Now we each have a resolution for the group we would like to share with you.
And as I think you guys can probably gather, we all have different roles in the group, and I think that's huge. Josh is, we like to say his is public relations, but that sounds too difficult, so we just say he likes to talk to people.
Yeah.
Jake's more of the music side of things, and I try my best to just keep the group running pretty well. So
far you've done a good job, though.
I appreciate that.
So.
So I'll go and start off if you don't mind.
Sure.
The thing that I want to do is, I know a lot of people don't have access to CD players anymore. I know for me, I have an iPhone, and every bit of my music I listen to on my phone. So one big thing I would love to do is to get our music onto different streaming platforms. So
that's a cool idea.
I'd love to get it on, I know I do Apple Music. Josh, what do you listen to music on?
Spotify.
Spotify.
So Spotify guy.
I'd like to get that. So we've been looking into that. So that'd be one way of people, just another method that people can access our music. So that's one thing I would love for the group.
Especially with, like, we have people in Florida and other states that like to listen to us, and that gives you a way to listen to us if you don't get to actually see us in concert.
And also too, one thing is people know about Southern Gospel. Is Southern Gospel, we're in a stage right now that we just need people to have a desire to listen to Southern Gospel music.
Yeah.
Because unless we're changing with culture, it's going to die out. And so I think right now, to the younger people, people want to listen to things on their phone.
Yes.
And so I think getting on streaming platforms would be huge for us to stay connected to the younger generation.
Yeah, it just kind of shows them this isn't just their grandparents' music, it's their music as well.
Yeah, it's something they can relate to as well. A big goal of mine for the group is I'm all about people. So I would really like to meet more groups and artists, especially around our area, and get connected into that scene. And also build some camaraderie between groups around here. I've only met a few people so far that are into music around here, but I would definitely like to change that. And also I'd like to build relationships better with people I do know that sing and are in Southern gospel music.
I think that's great.
So that's a big goal for me.
Yeah, I think sometimes as groups we can we have our own path that we're trying to take.
Yep.
But sometimes the best way to really explore new areas and to reach more people, because I know that's what we're all about, is just reaching people who are discouraged or people who are lost. But the best way to reach those people are by getting with the other people who've already had access to different places, and also just talking and staying encouraged.
Yeah, I think it's really good knowing that there are people that have been in your shoes before and kind of they've just been there and they know exactly what you're going through. So I think that's a really cool.
And maybe they can
thing.
help us out with some stuff, and also maybe we can return the favor and we can help them and encourage them. And I think it's just we can reach more people if we're connected and are willing to communicate and just.
I think we as Southern gospel artists and groups, we need to be one big team. I think that's the way you do it.
For the group in 2020, I would like to get a lot more music recorded, a lot more new music.
Yeah.
I'd also like to, merge into getting everything on the radio as well. So, people who haven't heard us can now hear us.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because, that way it puts us out there so we can reach so many more people that we've never seen before. It's all about touching people's lives.
Absolutely.
And actually, the funny thing about the radio, so I actually asked the guy from a different Southern gospel group, I asked him if he really felt like getting music to the radio was important. And I said, because I only see that it just will give us more context. But he said, if you really feel like a song is ordained by God, then that song can have such an impact on other people's lives who hear you.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was really good, using the radio as an outlet to reach more people, to try to, to touch their lives in a positive way is huge.
Yeah. All right. So there you have it. Those are our goals as for our personal goals and our group goals for the year 2020.
We talked about this, and I know the big thing with us is, you guys, if it wasn't for y'all, then we couldn't do what we're doing.
Right.
And so we appreciate that, and to say that, we would like to also give you some access into our lives, into what our passion. And so we thought a good way to do that was to share with you what we want to do.
Yeah. So there you have it. That's all that's going on with us right now. We've got new music coming out this Friday, so be on the lookout for that. Follow us on more social media. Of course, you're probably watching this on Facebook. Also, you can check us out on YouTube. It is YouTube/Shirah Brothers. Click like, hit the bell icon so you can be notified whenever we post more videos. Subscribe to our channel so you can also access more videos of ours. Instagram. We also have Instagram. Instagram/The Shirah Brothers. Or you could just search The Shirah Brothers on Instagram and find us there.
And as you know, Facebook. And also, one thing that's huge that's helped us out greatly to reach more people is if you go on there, go onto Facebook and go to our, I think it's under Community.
Community.
Click on that and invite your friends. That gives us access to a lot more people so they can see what we're doing. If you do that, it's super helpful. But I think that's the main way you can stay in touch with us.
Yeah.
And if you want to, you can come visit our house, bring us some food or something.
Absolutely.
Except for Josh, he's trying to lose weight.
Yeah, be careful with that. I love food.
But we really appreciate all the support that you've given us so far. We can't wait to see you this year. And if you have anywhere that you would like to hear us sing, or you think they would like to have us, let us know. We would love to.
Yeah. You can contact us on Facebook, on Messenger there, or you could even call us. If you want to, go to our website, www.shirahbrothers.com. We look forward to seeing you all more this coming year. God bless you all.